can learn and something that we can be able to apply in our life. Asyartho vivartastaya sasaksipya vilikhyate bhakta rupo gaura chandro yato sho nandana nandaha bhakta swarupo nityananda vraja yashri halayuddha bhakta avatar acharyo dvaito yashri sada sivaha bhakta akhya srinivas sadaya yataste bhakta rupinah bhakta saktir dvi jagranyah Sri Gadadhar Pandita. Quote, I shall now summarily explain the meaning of these words. In this Panchatattva, the Bhakta Rup form of a devotee is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who formerly appeared as Lord Sri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. The Bhakta Swarup, devotional incarnation, is Lord Nityananda, who formerly appeared in Brajbhumi as Lord Balram. The Bhakta Avatar, devotional manifestation, is Lord Advaita Acharya, who is non-different from Sadasiva. And the Bhaktakya, pure devotee, is Srinivas, and other great devotees as well. And Bhakta Sakti, devotional energy, is Gadadhar Pandit, the foremost of Brahmanas. Gora Ganodes Dipika 11. Sri Vishwambhara Advaita Nityananda Audutaha Atrataya Shram Samunyaya Vrigraha Prabhavaschate Eko Mahaprabhur Nelya Sri Chaitanya Daya Ambudhi Prabhutvai Sri Yuto Nitya Nanda Vaito Mahasayo Goswamino Vigrasacya Te Dvi Jascha Gadadara Panchatattva Atmaka Ete Srinivascha Pandita. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Advaita and Lord Advaita are all Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Avduta and Lord Advaita are all incarnation of the supremely exalted personality of Godhead. And they are all known by title Prabhu, Master. Among them, Lord Chaitanya, who is an ocean of mercy, is known as Mahaprabhu, the great master. And the great personalities Lord Nityananda and Lord Advaita are known only as Prabhu, Master. All three are also known as Goswami, Master of the senses. Gadadhar is called by the title Dvija, Brahmana, and Srinivas is called by the title Pandit, learned scholar. These are the titles of the members of the Panchatattva. O my Lord Gaurahari, you are the abode of auspiciousness, which is as beautiful. Just 1 minute. You are the abode. What happened? Okay. O my Lord Gaurahari, you are the abode of auspiciousness, which is as beautiful as the Kirtan of Krishna. You are the ocean of elegance, bestower of constant flow of devotion, and mountain of love, which is as bright as gold. Your beautiful features give soothing relief to the eyes of every living being, and you are mankind's salvation from all kinds of misfortune. You are the center of the Lila Vilas and the life of the devotees. Be kind to me, Bhakti Ratnakar. O my Prabhu, Sri Gopal Bhatt, the bee at the lotus-like feet of Sri Gaura. You are the sun which destroyed the darkness of illusion, the ocean of kindness, and the greatest of all the Brahmanas. You are the son of Sri Venkata Bhatt and a valuable ornament of divine love and devotion. Remember, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed 4 months during the rainy season, Chaturmash. You are the destroyer of worldly miseries and a resort of happiness to the miserly stricken people. O Lord, save me. O my Prabhu, Srila Gopal Bhatt, a bee at the lotus-like feet of Mahaprabhu. You are the most skillful devotee of the Lord. O my Prabhu Srinivas, whose complexion is as golden as Sachinandan, you are the king amongst all the Brahmanas. Please bless me. I constantly worship the companion of Srinivas Prabhu, who is like the wishing tree of devotional love of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. Bhakti Ratnakar state like that. My dear listeners, please repeatedly and joyfully hear the Bhakti Ratnakar, which is the life of all Vaishnavas and the destroyer of all miseries and misfortunes. Sri Gadadhar is expansions of Radharani and Srinivas is the expansions of Narad Muni. Or in other words, they are the internal and the devotional energy respectively. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada write a letter on 27th May 1970 to Tamal Krishna Maharaj. Shivas Pandito Dhiman, Yah Pura Narado Muni, Purva Takyo Munivaro, Ya Asmin Narada Priya, Shra Rama Pandita Shrimams, Tat Kanista, Sahau Daraha. Intelligent Srivas Pandit had previously been Narad Muni, the best of the sages. Shiva's younger brother, Shriman Rama Pandit, had previously been Narad's close friend, Parvata Muni. Srila Vrindavandas Thakur, the Vyasadev of Sri Gaura Sundar's pastimes, has sung the praise of Shiva's Pandit in the following way. It was in Shiva's Pandit house that Sri Chaitanya enacted his pastimes of Sankirtan. Those four brothers, Shivas, Sri Ram, Sripati, and Srinidhi, were continuously engaged in singing the names of Sri Krishna. They worshipped Sri Krishna and bathed in the Gangas thrice daily. These four brothers previously lived in the district of Srihata. Later on, they came to reside on the bank of the Ganga. And there, they regularly used to attend the assembly of devotees who gathered at Sri Advaita Acharya's house to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. and engaged in congregational chanting of the holy names. Gradually, the brothers became very close friends of Sri Jagannath Mishra, with whom they would chant and listen to the Bhagavatam. In all matters, Srivas was the leader of the four brothers, and by the strength of his devotion, he could understand that Sri Krishna was going to appear in the house of Jagannath Mishra. Srivas Pandit's wife name was Sri Malini Devi. She was a very close friend of Sri Sachi Devi and was always very helpful to her. Seeing the wretched state of the fallen living entities in Kali Yuga, the devotees began to plaintively pray to the Lord for their deliverance. Devotees are so kind. Krishna hears the call of his devotees. On the full moon day in the month of Falgun in the year 1407, Christian era 1486, the Lord incarnated himself, and with his appearance there was the simultaneous dawning of all auspiciousness within the world as it became filled with Harinam. Just as Sri Advaita Acharya from Santipur could understand that the Lord had appeared, similarly, Srivas and some of the other devotees of Navadvip also understood. Since previously Malini Devi was engaged in attending upon Sachi Devi, Srivas and Jagannath Mishra came to her at this time and hinted that she was especially needed now. As long as the Lord chooses not to reveal himself, no one can possibly recognize him. Therefore, even though from his childhood the Lord exhibited many supernatural abilities, still, due to his deluding potency, the devotees could not fully understand his true nature. And it is says that you can be able to understand Krishna as much as he wants to reveal to you. Their hearts were simply filled with parental affections for him, and without a trace of awe and reverence, Srivas and Malini gave Sachi Devi and Jagannath much advice how to raise their new son. Srivas and Malini were just like a mother and father to Sri Gaura Sundar, because young Nimai Pandit seems to have grown arrogant by his scholarship. One day, Srivas Pandit decided to give him a good counsel. Quote, why do people study? So that they might understand what is devotion to Sri Krishna. He told Nimai, quote, if by scholarship one doesn't gain devotion to Sri Krishna, then how will that learning help him? It becomes simply a tedious endeavor, which in the end is nothing but a waste of time. And that's where we spend quarter of our life, gaining the material knowledge. If you have actually learned something, then begin your worship of Sri Krishna now. Make haste. This is the purpose of your life. Unquote. So Nimai laughed as he replied, quote, by your mercy, certainly that will come to be. If you are all kind enough for me, then definitely I will attend devotions to Krishna's lotus feet. Unquote. So shortly thereafter, Mahaprabhu journeyed to Gaya, where he performed the pastime of accepting initiation from Sri Ishwarpuri. Thus, gradually, he began to take up his real work of distributing loving devotion to Sri Krishna. One day, in an ecstatic mood, Lord Gauranga entered Srivas' house asking, quote, Srivas, whom do you worship? Whom do you meditate upon? Now with your own two eyes, see that person standing before you. Unquote. Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Lila 2, 258. Saying this, Mahaprabhu entered the deity room within Srivas' home temple and sat down on the Sinhasan of Lord Vishnu, revealing his own four-armed form, holding the conch disc club and the lotus flower. Seeing this form, Srivas was totally stupefied. Sri Gaurasundar then said, quote, due to being called by your Sankirtan and the loud roaring of Sri Advaita Acharya, I have left Vaikuntha and have descended upon this mortal world, accompanied by my eternal associates, will destroy the miscreants and deliver the pious. Now, without fear, you can chant my glories. Unquote. Hearing these words of his Lord, which dispel all fear, Srivas fell on the ground, offering his obeisances. And then he began to recite hymns in praise of the Lord as follows. Quote, my obeisances at the lotus feet of the support of the entire universe, Vishwambhara, whose bodily color is like that of a newly arrived rain cloud, and wore garments which are the color of a thunderbolt. My obeisances at the lotus feet of the son of Sachi, who is bedecked with ornaments of peacock feathers and a garland of reed beads, Gunjamala. My obeisances at the lotus feet of the pupil of Gangadas, the beauty of whose lotus face conquered that of 10 million moons. My obeisances at your lotus feet, you who carry a buffalo horn, stick, and a flute. The four Vedas have proclaimed you to be the son of Nand. Unto you, my dear Lord, my obeisances I offer again and again. Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Lila 2 and 272. Quote, today my birth, my activities, my everything has become successful. Today my very existence has been crowned with the greatest auspiciousness. Today the race of my forefathers has finally borne fruit, and my house, which was also their house, has become blessed. Today, the great fortune of my eyes is completely beyond calculation, because I have been able to see that person whose lotus feet are shown by the goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. Unquote. Having described the glories of Sri Gaurasundar in various ways, Sri Gaurasundar showed even more compassion to Srivas by revealing himself to all of his family members. Seeing the niece of Srivas Pandit present before him, Prabhu called to her, Narayani, call upon Sri Krishna with tears in your eyes. And immediately this little girl, only 4 years of age, as if in a delirious frenzy, began to cry out, Hari Krishna, while shedding tears incessantly. In fact, the flood of tears coursed down her body to such an extent that the ground around her feet became soaked. Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Lila 2. Seeing little Narayani totally agitated in ecstatic love, Shiva's wife Malini and even the household servant also began to shed tears of love. And the courtyard of Shiva's took on a very beautiful appearance, being decorated with ecstatic love for Krishna. So there was one maid servant in Shiva's Pandit house by the name Dukhi. Every day she used to bring water from the Ganga for Mahaprabhu's bath. One day Gaura Sundar asked Srivas, who brings this water for me? Dukhi brings it, Srivas replied. Quote, from today her name is Sukhi. Thus the Lord indicated that those who serve the Lord and the Lord's devotees are not Dukhi, sad, rather they are Sukhi, happy. So this is the secret. If you want to become happy, this is the solution. At that time, Sri Gaura Sundar began his lila as the Yuga avatar at the house of Srivas Pandit. Having been reunited with Sri Nityanand Prabhu, he started congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names in the courtyard of Srivas' house. Nityanand Prabhu took up his residence there, and Sri Malini Devi showed Nityananda as though he were her own son. Sri Nityananda was actually Sri Baldev himself, and his pastimes as Lord Nityananda. He behaved somewhat like a madman. He was always overwhelmed by love of Krishna and was not aware of the state of his outward dress or ornaments. So one evening, Gaura Sundar, accompanied by his associates, was engaged in chanting and dancing at the house of Srivas Thakur, when one of Srivas Thakur's sons passed away after having suffered the effect of some disease. Within the inner apartment of his house, the woman began to wail in lamentation at the boy's untimely death. Srivas Pandit, who was outside in the courtyard, understood some tragedy must have taken place. He quickly entered the house only to find that his son has passed on to the next world. As he was a very grave devotee and completely conversant in the science of the absolute truth, he was able to console the woman in the grave. So if you want to console someone, you have to become a grave devotee and completely conversant in the science of absolute truth. Key factor. You are all aware of Krishna's glories, So please restrain yourself and don't cry. Whoever during his last moment hear the Lord's holy name, even though he might be the greatest sinner, attains Krishna's abode. And that incomparably wonderful Lord, he whose glories are sung by all his servants, up to and including Lord Brahma, is now personally dancing in the courtyard of your house. This moment is so auspicious that it is sure this boy has successfully completed his journey from this world. Is there anything to be lamented at in this? His good fortune is completely assured. I can understand that whatever part I have played in this is also crowned with success. Because they were hearing the kirtan, he was hearing the kirtan directly from the mouth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What a glorious death. He concluded by telling them, quote, if you can't control your emotion because of your family affections to the boy, then at least don't cry now. You can cry later. The Supreme Lord of Gokul himself, Sri Gaurasundar, is performing Sankirtan, accompanied by his devotees in this house. If, due to your crying, the happiness that he is experiencing from dancing in ecstasy during Sankirtan is disturbed, then I will just this minute jump into the Ganga and thus give up my own life. Sometimes you have to threaten them. Quote, not a blade of grass moves unless by Krishna's will. How much we believe in this sentence, it will be proved by our actions in our life. To see in this happiness or distress, or knowledge or ignorance, is simply imagination. Know that whatever Krishna wills is good, and thus giving up your own selfish desires. Become free from confusion and unnecessarily botheration. We are carrying so much burden on our own now. Krishna is telling us, become free, man. Krishna is giving and Krishna is taking away. And it is Krishna's alone who is maintaining everyone who will believe in this sentence. Krishna is giving and Krishna is taking away. And it is Krishna alone who is maintaining everyone, not our boss or the company. Someone he protects and someone he destroys, all according to his will. If someone contemplates something contrary to Krishna's will, then as a result of his desire, he only gets torment. Giving up all lamentation, simply hear Krishna's name and thus pass through all difficulties, feeling a great happiness, then your desire will actually be fulfilled. What a wonderful assurance. Holy name is powerful. Having given all these instructions to those present, Srivas again went outside to join Mahaprabhu in ecstatic chanting and dancing. The woman leaving the dead body came to hear the kirtan of Mahaprabhu, and so Mahaprabhu continued his chanting until the middle of the night. When everyone was at last leaving to take rest, Mahaprabhu spoke as follows, quote, "Today my mind is feeling some tribulation. I think some sad event has occurred in Shiva's house." The Pandit replied, "What possible unhappiness could there be in that person's house where your divinely blissful countenance is seen?" "Shivas, why wasn't I feeling bliss in Kirtan today? What inauspicious thing transpired in your house?" So Shivas answered, quote, "My dear Lord, you are yourself all auspicious. Where you are present, no sorrow can be found anywhere." Unquote. But the other devotees informed the Lord that Shiva's son had passed away. Shiva's Pandit didn't mention to the Lord. So hearing this news, Gaura Rai cried out, "Alas, what a tragic event! Why didn't you tell me of this unfortunate news before?" So how the Shiva's Pandit replied? "I will explain." Shiva's Pandit replied, "I couldn't tolerate disturbing you while you are enjoying Sankirtan. Somebody has unmuted their phone. Please mute your phone, please. Bhavesh Prabhu, thank you. If one of my son dies, what sorrow is there in that for me? If we all die while seeing you, that would actually be a matter of great happiness. On the other hand, if you would have to stop dancing, then perhaps I would have died. My Lord, this was the danger that I feared, and thus I didn't tell you at that time." So seeing the Shiva's Pandit profound devotion, Sri Gaura Sundar said as follows, "How can I give up such company as this?" With tear in his eyes, he continued, "Due to love for me, he didn't even feel lamentations of the death of his son. How will I abandon their companionship? Krishna will never lose them." The Lord continued to cry, and the devotees began to worry within, having heard him speak of leaving them. Thereafter, Mahaprabhu came to where the dead body of the infant was lying. Touching it, he called, "Boy, why are you going away and leaving Shiva's Pandit?" The life of a dead child returned at the touch of Mahaprabhu's hand. After offering obeisances to the Lord, he replied as follows, "O Prabhu, whatever you ordain is absolute. No one can do anything but what is sanctioned by you." When will we get convinced about this sentence? As many days as I was destined to remain here, that many days I have stayed. Now that my time has elapsed, and I have proceeded to live. Quote, "My dear Lord, I have taken birth and died repeatedly. But this time, at the time of death, I passed away quite happily, having taken darshan of your beautiful face." After saying this, the child becomes silent. Sri Gauranga Rai has thus enjoyed a kind of transcendental spot, having heard the uncommon words of the dead child. The devotees floated in the ocean of bliss. Srivas Pandit, along with his family members, then fell at the lotus feet of Sri Gaurasundar and cried in ecstatic love. Seeing this, Mahaprabhu then told him, quote, "Since myself and Nityananda are your two sons, please don't feel any more distress in your mind over what has happened." Unquote. Hearing these compassionate words of their Lord, the devotees' cheers were resounded throughout the heavens, proving the statement of Shastra. Their Lordship Gaura Nityananda became deeply indebted to Srivas due to his great love for and service to them. Srivas is presenting us that there should be nothing should come in between we and our service to the Lord. That should be the prime thing. All other things should take subservient stage. This is not easy to continue the chanting while the sun is dead. But that's the devotion. Once we become attracted to the most attractive person, that's become possible. After Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Srivas Pandit came to live at Kumar Hut. Every year, he would go with his brothers to see Mahaprabhu at Puri. He also regularly came to see Sri Sachimata in Navadvip and would spend a few days there during those times. How lucky. When Mahaprabhu came from Nilachal to see his mother and the river Ganga, he also stopped at Kumar Hut to see Srivas. Quote, after staying some days at Advaita's house, Mahaprabhu came to Srivas temple at Kumar Hut, Chaitanya Bhagavat. It was at this time that Mahaprabhu gave this benediction to Srivas. I think the time has come for those devotees that they have to attend some other prescribed duties. They are welcome to leave. We should be punctual. So with those thoughts, immerse in the wonderful pastimes of those personalities. Always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And always, whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and fearless. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the dusk of this wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who join taking so much austerity from Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Cottondale, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, Loganville, Georgia, San Diego, Alaska, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans, Laguna Beach, Vancouver, Toronto, Calcutta, New Delhi, and also Bangladesh, Ria Saroha joined, Houston, and Fresno. So those who can still can hang around, we will complete this wonderful narration of these beautiful pastimes, and then we will chant until 8 o'clock. So let's come back to the wonderful pastime. It was at this time that Mahaprabhu gave this benediction to Srivas. What benediction he gave? There will never be poverty in your house if you simply remain indoors, never even venturing out of your house. Whatever you require for your worship will come to your door. This is the benedictions. We don't have to go out anywhere. Everything will be provided by the Lord. Over and over we have seen, Madhavendra Puri sitting over there at the Govinda Kund, sitting underneath the tree, fasting for many, many days. Krishna came personally bringing the milk jar. So many instances we see that they take care of his devotees so nicely. Then also at the Kshirchor, Gopinath, he hired for Madhavendra Puri, the kir. So nice. Across the Ganga from Halisahar, the present name of the village of Kumarhata, there is a town of the name Chuchura. Located here are some very beautiful deities of Sri Nitai Gauranga. At present, the Seva Puja is becoming carried on by Devananda Gaudiya Math. The resident Swami Maharaj recalls that when the Gaudiya Math took over the servitorship of this temple, its name was Srivas Mahaprabhu Mandir. Thus, there is a strong possibility that these are the worshipable deities of Srivas Pandit. The temple is at present named Uddhavar Gaudiya Math, and it is near Chomath, close to the Chorimore intersections where the town clock stands. So there is a rail station at Chauchura, Chinsura on the Bandel-Navdvip line. Chuchura may also be reached by ferry from Halisahar on the other side of the Ganga, where Chaitanya Boda, the birthplace of Sri Ishwar Puri, is located. So with those wonderful pastimes, sorry that it was little that other devotees maybe. We pray at the divine lotus feet of Srivas Pandit to bestow his kind mercy upon all of us, so we can also remain and get this intense dedication toward the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Sri Krishna, that nothing should come on the way of our devotion to the Lordship. Srivas Pandit has exhibited the wonderful thing. We should not feel sorrow about passing by our family members, because it's going to happen. This world is temporary, and everything as we see, it's very difficult to understand. Krishna never make any mistakes, and everything works exactly according to his sweet will. And only thing we can do is, rather than resisting to accept the fact, if we can change our mood to jubilantly accept the will of the Lord, then everything becomes joyful, because that was Krishna's desire. And he always do for good. So we should be feel peaceful, no matter how difficult the situation may arise in our life. So this is a wonderful pastimes. It will help us to remain that like a sober person. When those calamity comes, that's where our taste happen of our devotion. On a regular basis, when the regular normal life goes on, nothing will be tasting us. Our taste comes when the difficulty comes. So if we have imbibed this words of these acharyas that everything works according to the will of the Lord and He always do good for us. So why we have to worry about it? It's much better than what we can do. So this should give us a solace that we should remain always peaceful no matter what happen in our life, because do we have any strength to change the circumstances? I don't think so. So rather than lamenting, just accept the will of Lord. The Lord is kind. Whatever He does is good for everyone. So this is something that we should learn, because we all has to face that time when our loved one will live one day. So this example should be carved into our heart, that how we should behave if some tragedy happen in our life, because it's gonna happen one day for sure. So let's chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and fixed up in our devotion so nothing can